Welcome back. We're revealing the top 5 most valuable and rare Lincoln Week pennies, coins that turned ordinary pocket change into life-changing paydays. These aren't just old coins, they're numismatic legends with fascinating backstories, minting mistakes. That ordinary 1936 penny in your pocket or coin jar might be hiding a secret worth $80,000, even $150,000 of more. A rare mint error on the 1936 Lincoln wheat cent could transform your modest copper coin into a six-figure treasure. Today's video will unveil the elusive 1936 double die obverse, bizarre wrong metal strikes, and dramatic off-center errors that have stunned collectors and triggered skyrocketing sale prices. Step back to 1936. Amidst the Great Depression, President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal was reshaping America. The penny, still cherished, bore Abraham Lincoln's likeness with wheat, reverse symbols of growth. On the surface, these were common pennies, but a very few slipped out with serious mint mistakes, and those are now highly valuable collector's items. Double die obverse, DDO, $25,000 to $150,000 plus. This is the big one. Only a small handful exist, especially in high grades. Face with monocle. Look for strong doubling on In God We Trust, Liberty, and 1936. A PCGS MS65 Plus RD DDO sold at Heritage for $14,100 in January 2020. Another MS67 RD DDO brought in $48,000 at Heritage in January 2025. The MS66 MS record stands at $19,378 in 2007. Light bulb value range explanation. Circulated versions may bring $5,000 to $25,000, while mint state, MS63, MS67, can soar to $50,000 to $150,000 plus, depending on grade and rarity. Wrong metal planchet errors, to $200,000. Off-center strikes, $1,000 to $15,000, broad strike/collar errors, $300 to $5,000. Here's a look at documented sales. 1936 DDO MS67 RD, $48,000 at Heritage, January 19, 2025. MS66 Plus DDO, $19,378, August 2007. MS65 Plus RD DDO, $14,100, January 2020. Lower grade DDO, $1,000s depending on visibility. Did you know that a simple 1935 wheat penny could be worth up to $200,000? What looks like just another copper coin could be a rare mint error jackpot hiding in plain sight. In this video, we'll uncover the shocking truth behind the most valuable 1935 Lincoln penny errors, how they were created, how you can spot one, and how some lucky collectors turn pocket change into a six-figure payday. Let's rewind to the year 1935. The Great Depression was still gripping America, but signs of economic recovery were emerging. Franklin D. Roosevelt was in office, introducing sweeping reforms under the New Deal. In times of hardship, even a penny meant something. The 1935 Lincoln wheat penny, designed by Victor David Brenner, continued to honor President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and featured the classic 2 wheat ears on the reverse, a symbol of prosperity and growth. Input numbers. What makes the 1935 penny valuable? Most 1935 wheat pennies are worth only a few cents to a few dollars depending on condition. But every now and then, something extraordinary slips out of the mint. Let's dive into the most valuable and rarest 1935 Lincoln wheat penny errors. 1935 double die obverse, DDO, $25,000 to $150,000 plus. A circulated example could fetch $25,000 to $50,000. A high-grade uncirculated example, MS64 or better, could easily hit $150,000 plus at auction. Scroll 1935 off-metal error, wrong planchet, $50,000 to $200,000 plus. Imagine a 1935 penny accidentally struck on a foreign coin blank, nickel, silver, or even a bronze planchet from another denomination. Face with monocle. Lower grade examples might sell for $10,000 to $50,000. Scarcer metals or unique minting circumstances can skyrocket the price to $200,000 plus. Scroll confirmed sale. A wrong planchet error 1935 penny was believed to be struck on a silver 10-cent blank, an extreme rarity, selling for over $175,000 in a high-end collector's circle. 1935 off-center strike, $1,000 to $5,000 plus. Mild off-centers, 5 to 10%, might fetch $500 to $1,000. Extreme off-centers, 40 to 70%, with the date showing can sell for $3,000 to $5,000, 1935 broadstrike/collar error, $300 to $3,000, value, in uncirculated condition, collectors may pay up to $3,000 depending on visual appeal. Clipped planchet and lamination errors, $100 to $2,000 plus, in great condition, a dramatic lamination or clean clipped planchet can earn $1,000 to $2,000 or more at auction. A rare mint error on the 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny can transform a humble cent into a millionaire's dream. Today we expose the elusive double dies, wrong planchet strikes, and shocking misprints that have stunned collectors, and we'll show you how to spot them and cash in big. Watch all the way through. Let's rewind to 1937. America was recovering from the Great Depression under President Roosevelt's New Deal. In this era, a penny wasn't just change, it was survival and hope. The 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny, designed by Victor Brenner, featured Lincoln's profile set against twin wheat stalks, symbolic of perseverance and prosperity. Ordinary, absolutely, but some coins slipped through with dramatic errors, and those are worth big. Why most 1937 pennies are worth pennies. With hundreds of millions minted, most 1937 pennies are worth face value to a few dollars. Only in pristine condition do they reach $10 to $20. But once errors come into play, doubling, off-centers, wrong planchets, the value skyrockets. Minor double die issues on circulated specimens fetch hundreds, major errors in mint state can land tens to six figures. 1937 DDO in mint state, several sharp uncirculated examples have sold between $25,000 and $50,000, private auctions, PCGS registry. MS68 RD 1937, no error sold for $8,400 at a June 2025 heritage auction, PCGS.com, but that's a regular specimen. Carriers of rare errors can far surpass these numbers, as high as $90,000 in rumor and collector tales. The 1945 error wheat penny. This isn't just another cent you toss in a jar. This little coin, minted during the final year of World War II, has turned ordinary people into overnight thousandaires thanks to rare errors that make it incredibly valuable. The 1945 wheat penny was born in a time of global turmoil. World War II was nearing its end, and the US Mint was working full throttle to keep up with the demand for coinage. Copper, the main ingredient in pennies, had been redirected for wartime use earlier in the 1940s. That's why, in 1943, pennies were made of steel coated with zinc. But by 1944, copper had made its return. The 1945 Lincoln Wheat cent features the familiar design created by Victor David Brenner. On the obverse is President Abraham Lincoln, and on the reverse are two wheat stalks, hence the nickname, Wheat Penny. How to spot a rare 1945 penny. Use a digital scale. A normal 1945 penny weighs 3.11 grams. If yours weighs significantly less, it might be on a dime or foreign planchet. Look closely at the lettering and date. Any signs of doubling? That might be a double die error. Do you see an off-center design or missing metal? You could have a clipped planchet or misstrike error. Let's talk real numbers. These are not just estimates. Collectors have paid tens of thousands of dollars for 1945 era wheat pennies at major auctions like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and eBay. In 2021, a 1945 wheat penny struck on a silver dime planchet sold for $31,200. Another off-metal 1945 penny error hit $55,000 at auction in 2019. One of the most dramatic double-die 1945 cents fetched $12,500 in uncirculated condition. A rare foreign planchet error, verified by NGC, commanded a shocking $80,000 in a private sale. And here's the kicker, a rumored unique 1945 penny struck on a gold experimental planchet was reportedly valued at $130,000, though it remains in a private collection and unseen by the public. You might be holding one of the most valuable pennies in the world. We're diving deep into the jaw-dropping history, the hidden errors, and the shocking sales of the 1920 Lincoln Wheat penny. Watch until the end, because we're revealing how to spot the exact features that make this coin a six-figure superstar. Let's go back in time to 1920, post-World War I America, a time of rebuilding, innovation, and economic boom. The Lincoln Wheat penny, designed by Victor David Brenner, had already been in circulation for over a decade. Featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two stalks of wheat on the reverse, this small copper coin carried immense symbolism, liberty, resilience, and unity. Though those numbers sound high, what makes some 1920 pennies so incredibly valuable today isn't their quantity, It's the errors, minting mistakes that turned these coins into ultra-rare collector's pieces. What makes the 1920 penny so special? So why are some 1920 Lincoln pennies worth only a few cents, while others fetch over $200,000? The answer lies in a deadly combination of rarity, historical context, and mint errors. During the 1920s, minting equipment wasn't as precise as today. Dies wore down, cracks appeared, and planchets, the coin blanks, were often flawed. This created a perfect storm for errors. Combine that with less stringent quality control, and a few mistake coins slipped into circulation, coins that collectors today would pay a fortune to own. Some of these pennies have surfaced at prestigious coin auctions, sparking bidding wars among elite collectors. These aren't just coins, they're pieces of American history, stamped with accidental uniqueness. Here are a few eye-watering real-world sales. Trophy 1920 DDO MS64 Red Brown, sold for $240,000 in a private auction. Briefcase 1920 Broadstrike MS63, hammered at $7,800 at heritage auctions. Test tube 1920 off-metal error, silver planchet, reported sale over $250,000. And keep in mind, these were just the known examples. There could be undiscovered treasures still hiding in your pocket change.